Hello, everyone. This will be the first time that I record my thoughts while drawing, or at least while watching a drawing. I couldn't quite manage both because for some reason I have a hard time kind of following through on a single thought more than usual when I am drawing. So I figured I would try this and hopefully people kind of take something from it. In the very least, it can kind of understand what I'm thinking while I'm drawing, or at least what kind of thoughts are typically occurring while I'm working on these types of things. And I'm still trying to figure out how is best to do this. But I appreciate everybody's comments and what everybody has said about my work, especially the videos I have on here, because I'm still fairly new to this type of content. I much prefer to kind of be very much behind the curtain, not ever wanting to really tell people what I'm thinking or how I'm kind of feeling about certain things that I'm doing. But I realized very recently that I don't think there's really much of a point to doing that anymore. I'm not necessarily making my work for myself. Like, I'm not doing this because I simply want to, and who cares what anybody else thinks. There is a feeling that I have often, which is that I want the work to be meaningful to people. I want what I do to be meaningful, and I think a lot of people could probably relate to that, because you don't want to just be creating in this kind of empty space without touching or affecting anybody else. I want the times when I've been most grateful and most thankful for the work is when people have enjoyed it and have seen something in it that's meaningful to them. Obviously, that's a very subjective experience and is very much based on each individual person that sees the work, but all I can focus on is creating and thinking about the vision that I have and trying to carry that out. And if somebody can relate to that, obviously that's the most useful. When somebody sees the work in a positive way and really feels something deeply from it, that is extremely rewarding. And it's a way of kind of connecting with people that I would in no other way possibly have a connection with. I'm very much an introvert. I don't really talk to very many people. I don't necessarily spend a lot of time communicating with a lot of people. It doesn't come to me naturally. It's not something that I just kind of do naturally. So I think creating and showing the work is kind of the only thing that I have, in the sense of like what I'm capable of, in a way. I'd never really imagined myself being like a public figure or ever trying to. It's hard to even be on video, honestly. To say what I'm thinking the whole time is kind of can be fairly nerve-wracking. And if anything, maybe people will be able to relate to that feeling. Maybe there's artists out there that are watching this that kind of have similar feelings, have similar ideas and ways that they kind of view themselves as well. In the very least, you won't feel alone, because that there are multiple people that are going through that. Many people, honestly. But I don't mean to harp on this topic too much. I realize that in drawing and sketching, or at least I think lately I've been kind of considering the importance of consistency as a creative person. And I wanted to attempt to start this series and set some goals for myself, because I think it would be good for me to get used to just simply producing without overanalyzing everything that I do and want to do. I've seemed to be falling into, as of late, definitely analysis paralysis type of a way of being, and it seems to be kind of hurting me in that sense. It's not good to be constantly thinking and rethinking everything that I'm doing. So I'm going to try to use drawing and recording thoughts of these drawings to get me out of that funk. I know that people have kind of talked about a similar thing when they experience like writer's block or something along those lines. I think that the solution to that kind of thing is to start just putting everything out. I mean, really just putting everything I have out. And it may take forever before anybody even likes it. That my ideas or what I'm even talking about, this might be incredibly boring for many, many people. But other than that, maybe somebody will get something from it. Even if it's one person, I think that would be still rewarding and still meaningful. I guess at the end of the day, it comes down to it being meaningful for other people. And I think the work should exist for that purpose more than I've let it be for that simple purpose. Especially, I mean, I've been thinking a lot about kind of when I started showing my work, why I started showing my work, and also my kind of negative habit of focusing too much on my own personal goals and what I'm trying to achieve. And then when it doesn't involve a lot of other people, it kind of ends up I feel fairly empty for thinking of it in that way. It's not bad to have goals and to have things that you want to achieve, but to have it be solely for the purpose of my own progress, or it just doesn't feel quite right. So this video series will be me making an effort to put something forth, and hopefully from my kind of ranting and rambling of thoughts, people will kind of gain something from it that can be useful. And I will also be able to work on not having fill every single space between my sentences, because that has been a problem when I've talked to people as well, especially when doing interviews or giving a talk or anything like that. And this is not as frightening as public speaking, but eventually that'll be something I have to work on as well. But I think to strengthen my idea of how to talk and to be able to communicate with all of you, I hope that this can kind of be a solution to that, or at least a way I can work on that. Maybe not a solution. It's not. The problem is different than what I just explained, but. And I hope you guys also enjoy the work. I mean, I'm looking forward to recording more of these ideas, more of the things that I'm doing. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, of course, contact me. And if you have any specific questions about the work or what I'm doing, feel free to definitely comment and let me know below, because I'll do my best to kind of start answering things as more questions come up. And if people want to open up conversations about things, I'd be happy to be involved. And I'll do my best to be consistent with answering those types of things. But thank you so much for watching.